Visionary people still matter. If I were asked what is the main ingredient missing from most small businesses and from most small organizations, I would answer with one word: vision. You know, vision is so important. So let's first try to define what we mean by vision. A visionary person, in my opinion, is that guy or girl who can see the future before it manifests, who believes in their idea fervently and is so engaging and passionate about this business that they envision that they can attract followers, investors, vendors, and customers and take them on this journey into the unknown future with them. When I think of visionaries, I think of Steve Jobs, for example, who saw the iPod and the iPhone and the iPad long before they were invented, who invited us into his private world of design and making computers that served us and our needs, that were intuitive and looked good and were futuristic. Just think how stupid a car must have seemed to people who were used to riding around for centuries on horses.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to Ford, this was something that he thought could be done, and he had a passion for it, and he convinced others, and he went and did it. And concept doesn't have to be necessarily something that's never been invented. It can be a new use.
Exactly.
I remember back in the 70s, I had an idea to use computers in a line of work that had never used computers before.
Right.
And I went to my local banker, and I asked him back then to borrow $87,000.
Okay.
And I was living, by the way, in a house that was very nice at the time that cost $46,000, had a swimming pool and everything.
Right.
And so I'm going and asking him to borrow $87,000 to buy this computer. And he looked at me.
That's twice your house.
Twice as much as my house. And he looked at me and he said, computer? You mean like on the 11th floor of the bank in that big air-conditioned room? You're going to buy one of those? And I said, no. This is a new concept. It's called a mini computer. And by the way, that mini computer weighed 600 pounds. It had less memory than my cell phone has today. And it cost $87,000. And I mean, he actually thought he was crazy, but I was so passionate about this idea. And I just kept after him. And finally, he said, well, okay, if you want to put up the collateral, I'll give you the money. And that was a lot of money in those days. And imagine today paying $87,000 for, let's say, an iPhone.